Action. Oh, shit. Girl, it done been so long since we did this. I don't even know if y'all remember that I do this. But no, I really just been like busy as shit. And like I promise y'all, like I write down the stuff for my episodes, like just about every week. But sometimes I don't be necessarily having the time or wanting to use my after work time to record an episode, especially if I've been like busy that week at work and with work. And the past couple of weeks at work have been busy as fuck. And then like I was traveling. I went out of town to Vegas for like 4 or 5 days. So like that threw me off. I told y'all, so I think I got a touch of that tism in me. Cause like when my little routine get thrown off, I just be needing a little bit of time to reset and get my shit back together. But I'm back. You back. We back. Like a smile hoe. Did you miss me? So you already know it's me, it's your girl P, your favorite bitch and your favorite witch. And we're gonna jump right into the episode. I got a couple little segments that I want to talk about, and then I got a little rundown. Y'all know how I do when it's been some time. I give y'all a rundown of the astrology and shit that's been happening. And we're not gonna do a whiteboard lesson this episode. We're gonna return next episode with the final segment of, you know, of our whiteboard lesson. So I'll make sure that I, you know, do that next week, and that'll be the last 4 houses, the last 4 planets, the last 4 signs, because so far we've done 8 of them out of the 12. So let's just jump into the episode. Currently 2:26 a.m. I'm about to leave in a little bit to go to homecoming. But for our first segment of today, that's how you know I really wanted to give y'all this episode bad as shit. Because I was like, it's been so long. I gotta record an episode. First segment of the day. What pissed me off today? You wanna know what really pissed me off today? And it wasn't even today. It was a couple days ago. Probably like a week ago, for real. Why the fuck did Gucci Mane drop all of the artists from 1017 yet again and kept the 2 niggas that's currently in prison not releasing music on the label? And I'm real mad because it's this one rapper that's talented 1017 that I really like his music. Like, I love Big Walk Dog. Damn, I love him. And I really like his music, and he's so country, and like he real tall, and I really like his music. So that's really what I'm like, why you had to drop Walk Dog? Like, he really been doing his shit. Like, he don't be in like none of the legality shit. Like, not throwing shade at nobody, but he make his little music and he go home. Like, that's it. And my favorite thing is, like, granted, I ain't never seen him live, but I do know that like at his shows, he always walked through the crowd and performed because that nigga's 6'8". Like, but that really pissed me off because I'm like, not only did you drop everybody, you kept the 2 niggas that's in jail. I know, right? For this week's segment of questions that need answers, the only question I got is y'all ready? Because I hope you ready. I hope you done rested well, that I got it together, because it's homecoming, y'all. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I touched down tomorrow in North Carolina, so I can, you know, get all my shit together, set up, get together. Because is y'all ready? Because it's HOMECOMING. It's homecoming, y'all. Yeah, it's homecoming, y'all. So I hope y'all ready. Because y'all, you know, if anybody ready, Precious is ready. You know I'm ready. And in lieu of my first segment of what pissed me off today and telling y'all about how much I really love Big Walk Dog music, for this week's Bar for Bar, I just want to give a shout out to one of his songs that I really like off his latest album. I think it's called The Playoff. And it's the first song on the album, and it's just the perfect way to open an album up. It's called Day in the Life. Like, and I just love the way that he like pop his shit and like talk his shit. It's like the day of the life of the biggest. Like, oh, I love that song. I like his flow. I like the way he rap. I just really love Big Walk Dog. And so for this week's segment of Peace, Favorite Pieces, I just really want to talk about when we were Young Fest. Me and my sister went. This was like 2 weeks ago. Oh my God. That was like, no cap, that was the best concert I've ever been to in my life. Because it was just like so many different bands, and just like the fact that that was my favorite thing was like everybody was grown as shit because the tickets was fucking $700, bitch. But it wasn't nobody pushing, wasn't nobody shoving, like, yeah, like it wasn't giving like, oh, you know, don't be putting your phone in your pocket, niggas pickpocketing and shit. Like, it was so lit. It was such a great experience. Like, Oh my God. And I'm so mad that it sold out already, because I was just like, oh, you know, we can go again, whatever. But that shit already sold out. Tickets went on sale on the 1st. And that concert ain't until next October, y'all. And it's already sold out. That's how you know that shit is some shit that you gotta experience once in your life. We saw so many bands. Like, I'm really, like, I've seen Fall Out Boy a couple times. If you know me personally, they're my favorite band. Fall Out Boy has been my favorite band since I was in like 5th grade. But I saw Simple Plan. Never in my life. That was never on my bingo card. I was gonna get to see fucking Simple Plan. Not only see Simple Plan, but get them to play the album that I know like 4 or 5 songs off of. I know a couple Simple Plan songs, but they're like, you know, they're legends. So this one particular album is called what? No helmet, no pads, no brakes, just balls, some shit like that. That was the first rock album that I was ever exposed to. Like, I don't know if y'all remember the movie New York Minute with the Olsen twins. But it's a part in the movie where one of the twins is like super emo goth girl. She plays drums in a rock band, all that shit. So she's super into like the scene. And then like the other sister, she is very like, you know, on her business, in her bag, got her shit together, life schedule, like down to the T. So like when I saw that movie, it's really crazy how media shapes us. Cause I was like, oh, I love that her little book where she got like all of her stuff written down, and like she got her schedule and time stamps and all that. I'm like, well, I want to live like that. But then I also like the other sister, because like she was like into the scene and shit. And so long story short, in the movie they end up going to a Simple Plan concert, and they play the song Vacation, which is off of the album that I just talked about, which is the album that they played at when we were Young Fest. And Vacation was the first like rock song I ever like was like, this is a bop, hold up, what? And then like that was in 4th grade, and then 5th grade is when I discovered like Fall Out Boy. Oh my God, I fucking saw Jimmy Eat World, bitch, A Day to Remember, Newfound Glory, fucking. I didn't see Sleeping with Sirens. My sister went to see them. We had like separated because them and Fall Out Boy played at the same time. Like, who the fuck made that up? But whatever. But I did get to see Kellen sing with Pierce the Veil. Oh my God, that was it for me. That was it for me. But my favorite thing was 303. And then my most favorite thing was Cobra Starship. Gabriel Supporter, you got my heart and you still fine. Like, aging effortlessly, gracefully. Like, Vicky, girl, you held it down. Like, Cobra, the backup singers, the set, the outfit changes. Bitch, their bass player broke his knee the first day of the festival and still was out there the second day in a brace, sitting down, playing the guitar. Like, I'm like, I don't know if he was the bass player, but I know he was definitely playing the guitar. And then Gabe said the first day that the drummer couldn't hear the click track. So, like, somebody was on the stage, on the side, clapping the click track so he could stay, like, you know what I'm saying, in the beat, on the mix. Oh my God, that was just the greatest fucking shit I've ever experienced in my life. Like, go to a festival, a big one. You're gonna have a time. It was so much fun. Oh, then my other little thing I want to talk about for favorite pieces is this little rubber band popper thing, because I'm about to take my hair out in a little bit, and that'd be like taking the most time is to get the rubber bands off the end. But this is almost like a seam ripper, like, but for rubber bands. Like, you know how you run the seam ripper through the seam and it just cut all the threads? This, you just hook it and it take the rubber bands out. So I'm about to take my hair out so it can be a little bit crinkly for homecoming or whatever. You know, I had to lay my edges down. Y'all know how I do. And now we're just going to jump straight into the favorite segment. The reason why I started this show, my favorite segment, I'm sure it's probably your favorite segment, because I be giving y'all the tea. Let's go into hashtag I cannot make this shit up. Now, I told y'all it's been a while, and I told y'all I'll be writing my little notes. So I'm about to give y'all some shit all the way back from October. About two and a half weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. Everybody kept saying, mind you, it's only Tuesday. The Tuesday after the full moon that we had a full moon in Aries on October the 17th. Shout out to my girl Shell. She got married on 10/17. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. And with the full moon on the 17th, the full moon also was conjunct Chiron. So, you know, that was a time for you to, I said this in the last episode, I'm sure. But, you know, just to be aware of your triggers. Like Paul said, nigga, I don't know your boundaries. That full moon on the 17th in Aries is also the first lunation that we've had that has not been an eclipse. So that was the first, like, full moon or new moon, like, not during the eclipse portal in the last month and a half, I want to say. And lunation just means it's related to the moon, lunar, the light, illumination, lunation. You get what I'm going with that. That full moon on the 17th was also our last super full moon of 2024. So that was like, you know, the closing of things from the eclipse portal that started back in April when I first started my channel and first like came on here and started talking to y'all about astrology and stuff. So just think of like, you know, your evolution since then, from April 8th specifically, and even all the way back to April in 2023. But I'm specifically talking about April of 2024 because that's when I started, you know, giving y'all the tea on the stars, the moon, the cosmos, the sky. So with the full moon in Aries that we had, you know, the message for that was just not only independence but also interdependence, you know, and those two things and how they tie to each other. And I said this once and I'll say it a million more times, but authenticity is not and never will be equal to assimilation. So it's your right to need what you need, but where are your needs not being met? So as always, you know, I'm talking about usually full moons, new moons on here a lot. Full moons are a time of release. And specifically for that full moon that was on the 17th of October, it was related to like Capricorn things. So like structure, security, and like your mayan and shit like that. And it also was wrapping up a cycle from like 2008. So like when I think about 2008, I immediately think about like the recession. Granted, I was a child and never like really knew what that meant because I also grew up in fucking Section 8 housing. So it's not like I ever wanted for the basic necessities. Like I don't know if I think I talked about it on the channel, and I remember like when everybody was tweaking out about like insurance and shit, and I'm like, that shit is free. But it's like, no, that shit was free for you because you were poor. So this is going to be the first time that I'm going to say this, but not the last time in this video. But the message and the energy of the last few weeks has just been, what's tea with your conflict resolution skills, bitch? Like, what's going on? Also on the 17th, Venus, the planet, moved into Sagittarius, the astrological sign. And that energy was just very like like the words that are so like co-working or like coexisting or like cooperation. I don't know if I said cooperation already, but yeah, that's all I can think of right now because I'm really tired. But that was the energy of that. Just you're like the very much the co-words, the we's, the how we intersect and align together to move forward to the next part or to the next thing. You know, like I said earlier, that interdependence and independence. Oh, and then I guess I did this a little bit backwards because even before that, before the full moon we had on the 17th of October, on October the 2nd, we had an annular eclipse. And they call it like the Ring of Fire. And so like with the Ring of Fire annular eclipse, that just means that the sun isn't fully covered, like when everybody was watching the real crazy eclipse that happened in April and like it went dark for a second and all that. The way it looks is it's like two circles, but you could still see the outer circle, you know what I'm saying? So it looks like a ring because the middle is dark, and that's what angular mean, ring shaped. Okay, and now in more recent news, so on November the 1st, we did have a new moon in Scorpio. Shout out to all my Scorpios. Love y'all down. Scorpio season. Scorpio opposite of Taurus. I'm a Taurus, so I just have an asphyxiation to them. Never mind. So with Scorpio, you know, the energy is very much intense, passionate, very like sexual, sensual, intimacy, like that kind of thing. And like, I don't know, like another thing I wanted to talk about too earlier that I kind of forgot until just now. Bitch, Jonquil's new album goes fucking crazy. And it gives all of that energy that I just talked about. Bitch, the name of the album is literally Baby Making Music. And he dropped that bitch on. And if I'm making this shit up, he dropped that fucking album on the 1st, which was the new moon in Scorpio. Like, I really do not be making this shit up. That's crazy. That album is so good, y'all. Like, please go listen to it. It's giving very much mixtape queen. I'm a big Team Jonquil's member. Like, I love him so much. But like his albums, like they be cool, but they don't be hitting like the mixtapes be hitting. And this album hit like a mixtape hit. Sincerely for You really hit too. But it's just something about this one. It's it got me feeling like Cookie off of the fucking 5 Heartbeats. That bitch was twisting and turning in that chair. So, and then also, like I said, with, you know, Taurus and Scorpio being opposite signs, that just means on the wheel, they're like across from each other. Like they're across the whole neighbors, if you want to think about it like that. So with all of that intense passion and sensuality and shit like that, don't get lost. Don't get caught up. Don't get lost in the sauce. When you lost in the sauce, if y'all know that Q.T.N.A video. And, you know, Taurus speak earth signs, so stay grounded. Remember, you know, touch grass. And it's very heavy on the think before you speak, think before you act, think before you say something, think before you think. Like, because we don't got time to be having, you be like, damn, I should have said that. Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that. It's giving no regrets. Like, so I really want y'all to, you know, be active in participating in, you know what I'm saying, in shit. Just think before you respond, react, before you take action, all that kind of shit. On November the 2nd, Mercury the planet did move into the sign, astrological sign of Sagittarius. But it's so crazy because on the 1st, when we had the new moon in Scorpio, Mercury, the planet, was in the sign of Scorpio. So with it changing like the very next day, just think about that dial that I always tell y'all. Just, it got turned one more notch just now. So like, we talked about this last episode, but it's giving transformation, transformative energy all around. And then on November the 3rd, Mars and Pluto have an opposition. So very similar how I just talked about like the Taurus and the Scorpios being opposite on the astrological wheel. That's what Mars and Pluto is going to do in the sky. They're going to be like opposing each other. So like I said, across the whole neighbors, they're going to be squaring up, bitch, like, for lack of better terms. So Mars being a planet of action, drive, passion, like, you know, all that kind of shit. And then Pluto being the planet of, you know, transformation, of like the underworld and the shadow shit. Pluto also rules Scorpio. So just remember that. Think about that we are living in that energy right now. And then on the 7th of November, we will be officially in the Mercury retro shade. The Mercury retrograde is due to start on November the 25th. And that's going to last until December the 15th. And like I just spoke about the Mars and Pluto opposition, Mars also going retrograde December the 6th. So just, you know, a little bit more on the Scorpio new moon. It's giving you the space to go deeper and into more depth and with more intensity and with more intention of what your passions are, like what drives you, what gets you going in the morning, or like what really starts your day, what satisfies you. And then on the complete equal yet opposite side of that, what don't do none of that shit? What don't do none of that for you? So think about, you know, how and where you're investing your time, your energy, your words, your encouragement, your breath, your physical existence, whatever, like your money. Think about, you know, where you're investing those things at. And like I said on this channel before, what's not being reciprocated. So Scorpio, like I said a couple minutes ago, is ruled by the planet Pluto. And I think it has two rulers. I think it's Pluto and Mercury, if I'm not mistaken. I could be making it up. Don't quote me on that. But Pluto gives very much like the underworld. Like, y'all ever seen like Hercules? And y'all remember when Hades took Meg down there, and then Herc was like trying to go down there, and you could see like all the souls just floating around in the water. Like, that's just what I think about when I think about underworld. I don't know, that's just the image I get. So just be aware of, like, you know, the shadowy shit or shit that's, and when I say shadowy shit, y'all know what I mean. Like, you know, the shit that's like a mirror, what's reflecting back, what's coming back up, what's coming back up to the surface, what's being unscathed, like that kind of thing. Another little fun fact, we had this new moon in Scorpio on 11/1. Last year in 2023, we had the new moon in Scorpio on 11/11. Bitch, tell me them ones ain't adding up. Yeah. Get into it. Love me a good angel number. So with all of this drive and passion and intensity, that shit can be tiring. It can make you feel sluggish, heavy, like all of that. So I really just want you to remember and prioritize the thought that cortisol kills. Check in with your nervous system. Regulate it. I don't have, you know, no suggestions right now or can get into that. Get into your endocrine system, regulate it, because bitch, we need to live. So, you know, prioritize the things that bring you pure bliss and joy, and the things that light your heart up, and, you know, just set your soul on fire. Like, but also in that, and this came up on Twitter the other day, and this is like that shit be so crazy. Like when I know I want to talk about something on the show, and then I get like confirmation because I'll like see it on Twitter or somebody else to say it, or I'm like, I was just saying that. Don't be a why her and not me ass bitch. Don't be that kind of person. Be what Cardi say, be a how can I get next to this bitch type of bitch. How can I do that type of bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? But definitely don't be a why her and not me ass bitch. Don't do that. So with Mars and Pluto, you know, being in opposition right now, shit may be unclear and you might be getting information or like stuff may be like happening. And you're like, what? This don't even go with none of like, girl, what? Just put a pin in that. Clock it. Keep it for later. Because ignorance is not bliss right now with the energy. So like I said, even if it don't make sense, just save it. It's gonna make sense later. It's giving, get in your bag. Be available, not even available, but be ready to always one up the opposition, the ops. Because I was just talking about, you know, the Pluto and the Mercury opposition. Y'all see, I really do this shit. That's crazy. But just really be able to one up the ops with grace. It's giving order my steps. It's giving be calculated. So like, I don't know why I thought about that Tyler Perry play. That song was done in the dark comes to the light. I guess I was talking about the underworld and like, you know, the things underneath the surface and like all that kind of stuff. Bitch, daisies pop up, okay? They be under the dirt growing and getting their roots together, and then it be a whole flower. So just, you know, be aware of the, like I said, the shadowy shit, the shit that comes up, the shit that resurfaces, the shit that pop up, that blooms from underground. But with Mars opposing Pluto, the sign Mars is currently in the sign of Cancer. So you may be thrown off a little bit by like your feelings and emotions because you want to do things that are comfortable or familiar, or that even are things that feed your ego maybe. But a lot of that stuff be like short-term joy, like, you know, them small hits of like what they call it, dose, what is it, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and what's the E? I don't know right now, but somebody comment. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those be like short-term experiences of that. Right now, bitch, like I said, it's giving order my steps. You need to be calculated, strategic, if you will. I said this earlier, tighten up on them conflict resolution skills. Bitch, be ready. Have one in the chamber. Have one ready. And then also, something about that is telling me, like, you know, be aware of your coping skills too. And like, you know, like that escapism and like all that kind of shit. Identify the conflicts that you can't ignore. But also, long term, like I said, identify what or who may have to be sacrificed. And I don't mean literally sacrifice, but I mean like separated from, or the things that you may have to like no longer identify with, or the shit that you just don't identify with no more. And understand how that happens, or where that happens, or where it shows up and how that shows up. And the last thing I want to say is on Saturday, the 9th, which is the same day as Tailgate in the game, Venus does square Neptune, which is the same day as the game, Venus does square Neptune. And the energy for that gives relax, kick back, sit back, have a drink, indulge, just be cool, enjoy yourself. And I know I just said, you know, try to avoid the escapism, but I mean escapism for Saturday in the most positive aspect. Really connect with your people and just share the love. Like, Saturday gonna be such a vibe. I can't wait. Oh, and the last thing I want to say, again, how I was saying earlier, how like I be wanting to talk about shit or be experiencing shit, and then like I'll see it on TV or see it on Twitter, or like somebody will be talking about it. A new learn hour. What the fuck am I saying? A new word I learned is called Weltschmerz. That's a German word, obviously. So yeah. Oh, and I'll spell it for y'all. It's WELTSCHMERZ. Yeah, Weltschmerz. Because V's are W's and W's are V's in German. But for the most part, all the other letters and stuff, they all sound exactly how they look in the words and all that. But I fucking love the German language. But that's a whole nother topic that we're gonna get to another day. That's the episode. That's all I got. I can't wait to see y'all at homecoming. And I can't wait for that little subscriber count to go up, because I know that I'm gonna be like, subscribe to my YouTube, and y'all gonna be like, okay. Because I love y'all and y'all love me back. But y'all already know how we end the episode. Bitches be mad because they be hating. And bitches be hating because they be mad. Bye, y'all.